What is up, everybody? How y'all doing? What is good? What it do? I ain't done an all signs in a minute, have I? Ever since I started breaking up the weekly check-ins into individual sign videos, I haven't done an all signs. I gotta start throwing a few of them in there, though. So we gonna see if the person that you are dealing with or thinking about will reach out in September 2025. All right, so you know what to do if you need a personal reading. If you want, you can just go straight to my website, tarotwithrich.com. But you can check the description. All the information and a link to my website is right down there. For those of you who didn't catch the memo, the live readings are back on now. Yes, we stepped back and took a quiet little break for a couple of weeks. We didn't really officially announce it because we didn't really know. We just hit it at the last minute, but they're back on now. So again, you can pre-order anytime throughout the week. They're read in the order of which they come in every Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And that's going to resume this Saturday. So, all right, let's jump into this. Aries. Aries, let's see how this person feels about talking to you. If you're not dealing with a situation in which you're wondering about communication, then this would not be for you. Does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? Woo! Hey! Looks like they want to talk to you. Okay, they're still a little bit hurt though. They are still a little bit hurt. A little bit pissed off. It's hard to say what they want exactly. It's hard to say. Whenever this comes through like this, I think usually the only thing that I can assume, like let's try to put two and two together. They want to talk to you, but they're still hurt. They're still a little bit pissed off. It's not really telling what they want exactly. Then what's most likely what they're going for by wanting to talk to you? They probably just want to know how you feel and where they stand with you, right? It's the only thing I can assume. It's the only thing I can assume. Maybe they just want to try to lay this to rest, whatever happened, I don't know, but yeah, maybe it's just closure. Maybe they just want closure. With the World card and the Death card there. Could be an Aquarius for some of you. Also have Scorpio here. Okay, so yeah, I think they do want to talk to you. I don't know why they're hanging back and waiting. I don't know. Maybe they're just afraid that it would turn into a bunch of drama. I don't know. All right, well, let's see if they'll take it upon themselves to reach out. Deck don't want to use. Will this person reach out to Aries in September? Uh-oh, we got that Knight of Wands there. They might. They very well may. Yeah, Hangman. Well, I think what they're going to do is somehow, some way, make a very brief appearance. Somehow, some way. So are they going to like just show up in your inbox? Possibly, I guess. I don't know. For some reason, for a lot of you, I'm really feeling a real strong energy of like showing up where you are. You know, like, for example, you always shop at the same grocery store, and they know that. And they're going to make it a point to accidentally run into you there or something like that, you know? Just an example. But I think it'll be probably a brief reconnection. I don't know. I don't really think for a lot of you, it's going to be like what you would want it to be, like them just to show up in your inbox and be open and vulnerable and honest with you. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be a lot more indirect, you know, beating around the bush. And from what this is saying, not only will it be temporary, but it probably just won't be a very pleasant experience, to put it lightly. All right, well, let's grab some advice, I guess. What advice we got for Aries? Hey, I like that, though. We're starting this video off with some action. There's nothing more draining and boring than doing a will they reach out all signs video and there's no action for anyone. Starting this off with some action. Shit, we going into Virgo season, so better be some action. All right. What advice do we have for Aries? Two of Cups. Chariot. All right. Well, I tell you what, and I always got to be careful with this too, because how long it's been since you've seen this person will greatly affect how you should handle the situation. For some reason, I'm kind of feeling like most of you who resonate with this message haven't seen this person in a while, like more than 6 months. And either way though, but especially if it's been a while, do the best you can to try to neutralize your expectations. And I know that's hard. I don't even honestly like giving that advice because I can't tell you how to do it. You know, I can't really tell you how to go because you either have expectations, they're good or bad, or you don't, you know. But do the best you can to see if you can neutralize your expectations. Now, that means don't expect the best, don't expect the worst either. Be neutral. Sometimes what people do, rather than getting their hopes up, is they talk themselves into expecting the worst. That's not neutralizing your expectations. That's still having an expectation, right? You want to go into it not giving a fuck one way or the other. Maybe you've grown. Maybe you've changed. Maybe I could bring you back into my life and we could have something fucking awesome. Maybe not, though. Hey, maybe you're even more of a piece of shit than you were the last time I saw you. Maybe I can't fucking trust you at all. Who knows? I really don't care. I'm good either way. You know? Try to do that because, I don't know. I don't know. Usually I'll tell you why, but I don't know why this time. But for some reason, if you have expectations one way or the other, it could lead to things turning ugly. And we don't need that. That's the last fucking thing we need. Right? If anything, worst case scenario, closure and walk away would be the worst case scenario. We don't need to create more fucking karma. Because then that's just going to fuck up the rest of your energetic pathway moving forward. You know? If before you connect with this person, you were on track, for example, to attract your divine life partner in January, and all it takes, it's not hard to step off timeline. You know, then you connect with this person, you have an argument with them, and you add another layer of karmic energy to the shit you're already carrying, and then that pushes that timeline out. And it could push it out a year, depending on how heavy the energy is that you create. That's how this works, dude. Every little decision you make is very important when it comes to your energetic pathway moving forward. What I like to do is this. Just know that you have more power than you think you do. You have a lot more than you think you do. Most people are so concerned with perceived power, right? Most people are way more nervous about what you're thinking about them than you know. Doesn't matter who you are. We all tend to have this little thing inside of us where we feel like everybody's doing so much better than us. You know, I'm the only one that doesn't have it figured out. And everybody else has it figured out. And everybody else is looking at me like I'm a dumbass. Everybody feels the same way. Everybody feels just like you. So keep your head up. You got a lot more power than you think you do. All right, that was a weird message. All right, let's see what we got for Taurus. Taurus. Does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? If so, what? If not, why not? Does this person want to talk to Taurus? Bam, another one. Man, we're going to have us an action-packed month in September, ain't we? Good, I like it like that. I'm going to tell you, sometimes you'll go 3, 4, 5, 6 straight months with no action. And I'm not going to bullshit you. You know, I don't know any new faces here. I'm not the one to bullshit you. I'm not going to sit here and make shit up. I'm going to read what comes through. Woo, this person already knows what they want to tell you. So if I don't see no action, I'm not going to make it up. I've seen tarot readers do that. Like, I swear to God. Swear to God. I have seen readers like pull out, ooh, 9 of Wands. Oh, this person loves you. They want to come forward with a love offer. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You know that there's people that read tarot that watch other tarot readers, right? You know that, right? Are you fucking kidding me? That ain't me. I'm going to read what comes through. I'm seeing some action here. Now, this isn't the spread that tells the actions. But when I ask, does this person want to talk to you? And we get the Page and the Ace of Swords in the same fucking spread. That tells me this person got something they want to say to you. It's hard to say what it is, though. I do think they have feelings for you. And at the end of the day, I do kind of think that they would like to be with you. Maybe they just don't have faith. They just don't have faith that this ever would go anywhere, you know. They just don't have high hopes that this would ever go anywhere. I don't know what they want to say. Then it's not even really telling me. Hey, Knight. Look at that. Ace, Page. Dude. We're going to have to see here if they're going to reach out, because it's looking like they're... This energy right here looks to me like they already have a copy and paste message in their notes in their phone. Just waiting for the right time. Waiting for it to feel right. Maybe there's probably even been a couple of times where they go to send it and then delete it at the last minute, you know? Some of you dealing with a fellow Taurus, but the Empress always comes out when I read for you. I also have Libra, Saggy, and Virgo here. But, you know, it could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right. Let's see if they're going to reach out. Are they reaching out to Taurus universe? 7 of Swords reversed. Two more. Magician. Uh-oh, Tower. Ace of Pentacles. Fool reversed. Okay, so I'm thinking if anything, what this person probably gonna do is do little things to try to get your attention. Some of y'all might have this person show up in your inbox, possibly. Maybe a tiny little handful of you, but I think the majority of you, this is doing little things to see if they can get your attention. You know, like posting something directed towards you, or What's the other one? Viewing your Instagram story, or my all-time favorite, going and responding to a fucking 8-month-old comment where you and 10 other people were tagged, and they're going to respond to somebody else's comment, you know, just so you'll see their name pop up. You know that type of shit. These are just examples, but doing little things to try to get your attention, but when it comes to actually coming forward, I think they a little bit too chicken shit, man. A little bit too scared. Okay, well, let's get the advice then. What's the advice? Advice for Taurus. Queen of Swords. You know what that means, right? Don't give them the reaction that they're looking for. I don't know, man. I'm just really sensitive to that kind of shit for some reason. I don't know why. It seems like most people around me, like, aren't. But I've always been ultra fucking sensitive to, you know, when somebody does or says something that's vague or indirect and it's intended to get a response out of you, you know, so they're trying to indirectly manipulate the flow of the situation, you know. And when you do that, when you feed somebody that little response that they're looking for, or that little reaction that they're looking for, you are teaching them how to manipulate you, is what you're doing. That's what you're doing. And if they see that it works, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. So what I would do if I was you is I would just put my motherfucking foot down. I'd put my foot down. No, if you want to come talk to me like an adult, you can come talk to me like a fucking adult. Other than that, stay gone then. You know, I think a conversation is going to happen between the two of you before 2025 is over. I think so. Because this person is on the edge of their fucking seat. But looks like right now they're still just a little bit too scared. All right, Gemini. Let's see if this person want to talk to you. Do this person want to talk to Gemini, universe? Does this person want to talk to Gemini? Knight of Wands. Knight of Swords reversed. So for the first 3 signs, we got a sword card straight out the gate. But with yours, it was reversed. So that means no, they don't want to talk to you. You know what it is? They don't have anything new to say to you. Okay. Yeah, they don't have anything new to say. So, you know, I guess if any of you are wondering whether or not this person regrets what they did or wants to apologize or has had a change of heart or a wake-up call or a change of perspective, no, I don't think they have anything new to say. So what this looks like is anything that they had to say to you, they've already said it. So, like, what's the point? You already know my stance on this. You already know how I feel about it. You already know what I think. You already know what I have to say. I have nothing else to say to you. Type energy, you know? I do think they still keep an eye on you, though. I think so. Sometimes probably pretty obsessively. For those of you who dealt with somebody that has some sort of addiction issue, if you are wondering, no, they have not gotten clean. And if that fits your story, they've probably gotten worse, honestly. Some of you dealing with a Saggy. You also have Leo, Libra, Capricorn. Okay. Well, let me grab this real quick here. Darcy, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's see if they're going to reach out. Hey, sometimes people change their mind. You never know. Will this person reach out to Gemini? Will they change their mind? Maybe they'll wake up one day and they'll push real hard to try to squeeze a fart out and accidentally pop their head out of their ass. It happens. Maybe they'll have a come to Jesus moment. You never know. Let's see. 3 shuffles. Here's 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, 5 of Wands. Uh-oh. 10 of Wands. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like I said, I don't really think they have anything new to say. So in their mind, I don't know if you all had an argument the last time you talked or what, but in their mind, the way they see it is I've already told you everything that I had to say, and it's not going to do anything but start an argument. And there's no point in arguing with you. You know, that's the way they see it. Now, is that rooted in reality? I don't know. I'm just saying from their perspective, they feel like whatever they have to say to you is going to do nothing but start a fight. And I would think that most of the time, if somebody feels that way, they're probably right. Right? I don't know. I'm the type of person that my words are very fucking calculated. Very calculated. If I say something that stirs the pot, you best bet your damn skippy ass I know it's going to stir the pot. You know, I'm not one of those people that just arbitrarily barfs random thought vomit without thinking about the consequences. If I'm stirring the pot, you bet your ass I mean to stir that pot. So maybe that's the stance they're taking. I don't know. And maybe they just think that now's not the right time. Because sometimes it's not. Sometimes stirring the pot is counterproductive. You know, there's no point. That ain't gonna help nothing. It ain't gonna fix nothing. Let's get the advice here. What's the advice? What's the advice for Gemini? Ooh, Lovers reversed. Well, it's saying that right now wouldn't even be the best time anyways. Not right now. I think this is a good old classic case of a conversation between the two of you will be beneficial at the right time, but for some reason now is not the right time. Because I think this person is right. It probably would just start a fight. You know? It would just start an argument. And again, there's a time and a place for everything. But especially if it's an argument we've already had, you know where I stand. I know where you stand. So what's the fucking point? You ain't gonna change my motherfucking mind. I'm not gonna change your mind. So what's the point? Unless you're just one of those people who's addicted to arguments and drama, which there's a lot of people out there like that. Now, I'm not saying that they're in the right or they're in the wrong or you're in the right or you're in the wrong, but yeah, I mean, I think this individual is accurate and that what they have to say would do nothing but start an argument, start a fight, and that wouldn't be the best time right now. Whatever that means, I don't know. Maybe if you come to me for a personal reading and give me some details of the situation, I'll be able to dig it up and explain it better. But I'm going to have to leave it at that for now. So, all right. Cancer. Cancer. Let's see if this person wants to talk to you. Does this person have anything that they want to say? How do they feel about communicating with you? Ooh, 9 of Pentacles. All right, last one. 9 of Cups reversed. Ooh, this is interesting. So, for some reason, this individual is very confident that the two of you will be reconnecting at some point. At some point in time between now and the rest of all eternity, this person is very confident that the two of you will be reconnecting. Now, you know what question I'm about to ask, right? Have y'all done this before? I always got to ask that when the 3 of Wands comes out. And the reason why I ask that is because the 3 of Wands is a very specific energy. If we want to talk about what the 3 of Wands means, okay? The dude in this card here is waiting for his ships to come in, okay? He's not wondering if his ships are coming in. His fucking ships are coming in. He knows it. And in some decks, you can very clearly see the ships. Oh, here, shit, in the Rider-Waite, you can barely see that little fucking scribble of a ship down there. But he knows his ships are coming in, and he's there patiently waiting. He's not wondering anything. He knows they're coming in. So in this person's mind, they know you're coming in, and I think they're planning for it, too. And let me just put it to you like this. I wouldn't say that they're waiting with open arms. I don't think so. I don't think so. So do they want to talk to you? I mean, they don't want to be the one to come chasing after you because that would give you the power. They want you to come chasing after them so they can have the perceived power in their hands, you know? All right, some of you dealing with a Scorpio. Who do I got here? Just Scorpio, huh? Okay. Well, it could be anybody. That's just an energy. Well, let's see if things change. Maybe they'll wake up and freak out one day and go through a midlife crisis or something, depending on how old they are, and reach out. I don't know. We'll see. Are you going to hear from this individual? I don't think so. Ace of Pentacles. Hang on, let's see. 3 of Wands again. Look, what did I just say? In some decks, it's clearly depicted, and this is a perfect fucking example. You see that goddamn ship right there, right? So he's standing there waiting for his ships to come in. And in this card, you can clearly fucking see that ship coming in. So now I think this person's just still waiting. They're just still waiting. I don't think they're taking any action towards you. So, okay. Let's get the advice. What's the best advice? Man, I'm gonna tell you what, don't put this person ahead of your other priorities. Chariot reversed, Devil reversed. Now, I think this goes out to those of you who have, especially those of you who have been on and off with this person. when you let somebody waltz in and out of your life, they become comfortable waltzing in and out of your life. They become comfortable. They feel like they know the combination. They know the code. I know how long I have to wait. I know what I got to say, what I got to do to either A, get you to come back, or B, I know what I got to say to get you to open the door. So I know that's not all of you, though. So I don't want to try to get too specific to one kind of situation here. But this is telling me that y'all already know what this person's all about. That's what this is telling me. You already know what they're all about. All I'm going to say is this. If you keep playing the same game, you're going to keep winning the same prize. That's all I'm going to say. You take that information and do with it what you will. If you know that and you want to keep playing the same game and you have no problem winning the same prize, then do you, boo-boo. Knock yourself out, live your best life, I guess. But there's some people out there who fall into this delusional state of mind and they think that, well, you've shown me who you are 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 times, but maybe this time it'll be different. Don't go into it with that mindset. If you go into it knowing, yeah, it's probably going to repeat the same cycle, but I'm cool with that, then okay, cool. Do what you got to do. But just know that's more than likely what's going to happen. All right, Leo. Leo, does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? Two of Cups. I think they do want to reconnect with you. I think so. Three of Wands reversed. So they're not really waiting on it. Oh, you know what? Okay. They've been waiting on an open door of opportunity. And it's getting to a point where they're not really dumping any eggs into that basket anymore. You know, now what I mean by that is, for example, waiting for you to get broke up with or cheated on or ghosted or get your heart broke or waiting until you're at a vulnerable place, you know. And that's no good. Don't get me started on that. But I think they do want to reconnect with you, but only when the time is right. Because they want to be the one in control of the situation. Could be an Aries for some of you. I have Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Could be a fellow Leo, but I kind of feel like that's your energy. Okay. Yeah, whatever. I'm not going to keep digging. I don't have the energy for that tonight. If a spread looks confusing, I'm going to spit what it says, and I'm not going to keep digging to try to make it make sense. It's just going to drain the fuck out of me. Let's see if they're going to reach out. Let's see if they'll fold under pressure. Four Swords. Two more. Boom. Four Cups, silent treatment. Nah. Blocked communication. Nah, I don't see them, I don't really see them taking any actions to work around any blocks in communication. Like, for example, if you have them blocked on Facebook, they're not going to come write you on Instagram. If you have them blocked on Instagram, they're not going to email you. They're not going to write you from their burner account. They're not going to work around any blocks in communication. So, all right, but they're not moving on from this, though. Nope. Let's get the advice. What's the advice for Leo? Uh-oh, 5 of Cups. Page of Pentacles. If you absolutely must reach out to this person, be sure you keep them at an arm's distance. Be very careful what you let them know about how you feel in regards to anything. I would recommend, though, here's what I would do if I was you. Now, this is one of my go-to pieces of advice that I give a lot, and I give this to personal clients a lot. But this is a really solid. If you can do this, if you can follow through with this, it'll shock you what it'll do for you. Make a plan to communicate to them at some point in time in the unknown future. Don't drive yourself nuts trying to figure out when, right? Let's just give it a rough estimate of, like, for example, you could be thinking to yourself, no, you know what? I'm going to picture myself talking to this person maybe around next spring, just for example, roughly in there. But I'm going to dedicate my life to making sure that the next time I talk to this person doesn't fucking recognize me. Energetically, not just appearance-wise, energetically. They don't know what to say to me. Their jaw's on the floor. They think they know you like the back of their hand. And the next time they see you, they're like, who the fuck are you? You know? Now, the reason why I say that is because if you can do that, just the healing path alone, I'm not saying you're going to be 100% healed by then, but just getting on that path and starting to do some of that inner work and that healing and going down that path, by the time you get there, shit, you ain't going to recognize yourself. You might not even be interested in talking to this person again. You very well may get to a point where you just completely release this all together and say, you know what, I don't even want to fucking talk to them no more. I don't even have an interest in that. It's going to make things big happen in your life. That'll change the course of your trajectory so fucking rapidly that it'll completely, in retrospect, you know, from the past all the way to the future, it'll completely change the course of your whole path. Completely. It'll make miracles fucking happen in your life that you wouldn't even suspect have anything to do with anything. Trust me. Alright. But yeah, if you must reach out to them, though, keep them at an arm's distance. And be careful letting them know how you feel about things. Because they're the type of person they'd probably like to play with it. And that's just a sad thing that we deal with in today's day and age. So, all right, Virgo. Happy birthday to my Virgos, by the way. Virgo season. I like Virgo season. I got moon and rising in Virgo. So I probably got a heavier Virgo influence than some of y'all. It's a good season, man. It's a good season. All right, let's see. Does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? Does this person want to talk to Virgo, Universe, Queen of Cups? Okay. Okay. So they want to know how you feel about them, but they have no interest in letting you know how they feel about you. That makes sense? They have no interest in letting you know anything about their feelings, but they want to know your feelings, you know? Honestly, though, what always comes through every time I read for Virgo? What's the most popular card to come out? Queen of Wands. What do I always say when the Queen of Wands comes out? You intimidate them. If you dealt with somebody that had some sort of addiction issue, no, they have not gotten clean. I would even say they've probably gotten worse. That's probably what intimidates them. Because the ideal scenario to reconnect with a past person would always be that I want you to see me doing better, right? That would be the ideal scenario. Anytime we think about reconnecting with a past person, right, the ideal scenario would be I want you to see me doing better. And if somebody knows that not only are they not doing better, but they're doing fucking worse, and that might intimidate them a little bit. Might make them feel a little bit embarrassed, a little bit stupid. So, 2 of Wands, they don't really know, honestly. They don't know. Some of you dealing with an Aquarius. I also have Capricorn. But you know, could be anybody. Those are just energies. All right, well, let's see if they're going to reach out. Are they reaching out to Virgo? Boom. Whoa, that's a pretty straightforward answer right there. Why not? Probably not. I don't think so. They don't want to hear what you would have to say. That's the energy that I get the strongest, is that they probably already know that you would give them either some sort of tongue lashing, or they would just know that you'd be looking down your nose at them. Right? And not that would be out of the realm of anything appropriate. Maybe you should look down your fucking nose at them. Like, especially like, for example, I'll give you an example. Let's say that the whole time y'all were together, they struggled with some sort of addiction. And you was always telling them that one of these days you're going to get in trouble with that. One of these days, that's going to cause this problem. That's going to cause that problem. Let's say they were drinking. They drank a lot. And since you talked to them last, they got fired for showing up drunk. Right? And they don't want to talk to you because eventually it's going to get brought up that I'm not working there no more. Why? Well, because of what you fucking told me every goddamn day. That's why. They don't want to have that conversation. You know that type of energy, that's the energy that I'm seeing here. They don't want to hear what you would have to say because they already know what you're going to say. Let's get the advice. Any advice? Magician reversed. Monitor your vibration. Monitor your frequency. Devil card reversed. Don't put yourself around toxicity. Don't put yourself around toxicity. If you do want communication, though, it is probably going to have to be you that does it. But if you do, be sure. I'm not even going to say keep them at an arm's distance. I'm going to say fucking, like, keep them at a serious distance. Like, if you want to open up communication with this person, just make sure it's nothing but communication. Right? If you want to break the ice and just let that sit for a little bit. Let's just see if we can have an open line of communication just for an unknown period of time, just to see how that goes. And, a couple of months, 2 or 3 months, just to see if we can remain cool and cordial with each other with no weirdness, with no tension, or anything like that. And then after a certain amount of time passes, if it kind of seems like we have cordial communication, then maybe I'll let you in a little bit closer. And a little bit closer, and then a little bit closer. And you want to play this game slow, though. Because eventually, you already know. careful with that. All right, Libra. Libra, do this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? Moon card. I kind of feel like they want to keep their thoughts and feelings to themselves. King of Swords. King of Cups reversed. I don't know, honestly. I don't know. So they're very burdened by this, right? This is weighing on them very heavily, but they do not want you to know that at all. I don't know why, but for some reason they want you to think that they've forgotten about your existence. They want you to think that they've moved on, they're happy, they're doing good. They do not want you to know anything about how they feel at all. So if I had to take an intuitive shot in the dark here, it don't really look like they want to talk to you right now. Just because they don't want you to know how they feel. Some of you dealing with a Taurus. I also have Cancer and Scorpio here. All right. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Maybe they'll change their mind. Let's see if they'll change their mind and reach out. King of Wands reversed. I don't think so. No, I think they're too busy putting on a show for you. They're keeping a real close eye on you. And they're hoping you're keeping an eye on them too, because they're putting on a show for you. But I don't think they're reaching out. I don't think so. Not anytime soon, at least. But they're not letting this go either. Okay. Look, that's quick. It's coming through quick, isn't it? What's the advice? Three of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles. King of Swords. Ten of Wands. Well, this is saying that coming together with this person wouldn't be a good idea right now. Because they're not, no matter what, even if you was to reach out to them right now, they are not going to be open and genuine with you. They're not going to let you in. They're not going to be upfront and honest with you. So when it all comes down to it, then what's the point? This is saying keep your options open. Now, I get nervous when I say that because that doesn't mean go find another relationship just to get this person off your mind. That's not what that means, right? Because this is going to have to be healed, and at some point in time in the future, you're going to have to find closure at some point. But this is saying, I think the energy is just too thick and tense between the two of y'all right now. It's way too thick and tense. The two of you communicating right now would probably cause more harm than good. So, damn. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio. Does this person want to talk to you? How do they feel about communicating with you? Ooh, look at that. 10 of Cups, though. They could see themselves with you. I think they do want to be with you. They keep an eye on you. Man, I think this person want to be with you. But for some reason, I don't know, are they waiting on the right time to reach out or what? Okay, so I'm going to go way out on a limb here. This feels like when, and I've never understood this. I've heard people say this and I don't get it, but this feels like one of those things where they are waiting for you to finally realize that either they were right or you're not going to find anyone better than them or something like that. Like where one of these days you're going to realize that I was right. You're going to realize you'll never find someone better than me. That type of energy. That's what this feels like. That's what they're waiting on. Waiting on you to finally realize that you want to be with them. Type shit. So do they want to talk to you? Not really. They want you to finally realize that you want to be with them. Type it. That sounds so stupid, but that's what I'm getting here. Could be a Gemini for some of you. Also have Saggy and Aries here. Well, let's see if they're going to reach out then. Or are they reaching out? Five of Swords, Eight of Cups. Now they're walking away for now. They're walking away for now. But it's like, I don't even know how to put words to this person's energy, dude. The only words that I can think of when said out loud doesn't sound right. So I don't really want to say it because I don't really want to mislead you. It's almost like, because you know one thing that you see come through a lot is they're hoping that you'll chase after them. I don't really want to put it that way. It's close to that, but not quite. It's close to that. But let's just leave it at what it is. I don't think they're reaching out in September. Let's get the advice. Let's see if it'll be a good idea for you to reach out to them. What's the advice? Ace of Pentacles reversed. Ooh, karmic wheel. How about a closure message? I think we already talked about this, didn't we? I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I've told this to Scorpio the last couple Scorpio readings I did. But if, I'm not saying do this, I'm saying if you do, make it a closure message. And remember, when you shoot a closure message, you're going to have to wait a little bit. Because remember, this is not a conversation. This is not a back and forth. That's not the point. A closure message is a closure message. All it means is I am letting you know that the air is clear on my end. I'm wanting to shift the energetic tie that is between the two of us. I'm making moves to change the energetic trajectory between me and you. And you're going to have to stand back and wait for a little bit. If you don't want to shoot this person a closure message, that's fine. You don't have to. But I wouldn't reach out to them at all. If you're going to reach out to this person, make it a closure message. If I was you, and again, how long it's been since you've talked to this person plays a major role. I always recommend that you let that be a last case scenario. Like, first thing you want to do is do as much fucking healing as you possibly can. And if it's been 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and there's just still something you can't quite release, you still feel a negative energetic tie between the two of you, and you can't quite release it, then when it's a last case scenario, that's when I like to shoot the closure message. You know, and if that sounds like your story, if I shot the closure message tonight, I wouldn't even be thinking about whether or not I'm going to reach back out to you until around Halloween. Maybe Halloween time, I'll be thinking, am I still interested in reconnecting with that person? And then cross that bridge when you get to it, depending on how you answer that to yourself, okay? All right. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, does this person want to talk to you? Do they have anything that they want to say? How's this person feel about talking to Sagittarius? 8 of Swords. Yeah. Hang on. Page of Pentacles reversed. Well, I do think, well, okay, there's a lot going on here. In an attempt to get your attention, but I don't think they're doing that anymore because it didn't work. I don't know if you blatantly ignored their attempts to get your attention or if it just never hit your radar. The most important thing here, though, is the 8 of Swords, meaning they are refusing to look at the truth about the situation. Refuse to look at the truth. So if you're wondering whether or not this person regrets what they did or has had a change of heart or anything like that, this person doesn't even believe that they did anything wrong. So they're not even looking at themselves. They're not looking at the truth. They're not looking at the whole big picture of what's going on here. You know? So Knight of Swords reversed. Oh yeah, Queen of Swords reversed. They're afraid you're mad at them. If you dealt with somebody who had some sort of addiction issue, no, they have not gotten clean. They've probably gotten worse. But yeah, I think you intimidate them a little bit too. So it's hard to say. If I had to give it a shot in the dark, I would say no. I don't think they want to talk to you. Not on a conscious level though. I think on an unconscious level they do. But when you have somebody that's not wanting to look at the truth of the situation, you have to understand what that means at an unconscious level. That means at an unconscious level, they know the truth, right? So they're probably just ashamed, embarrassed, and feel stupid. Some of you dealing with a Taurus. It could be a fellow Sagittarius for some of you, but I feel like that's your energy. Also have Capricorn here. All right, well, let's see if they're going to change their mind. Are they changing their mind? Will they reach out in September? Now they got their guard up. Six of Wands. No, they're too guarded. Probably not. Boom, boom, ba-boom, boom, 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 ba-boom, boom. Probably not. All right. Well, let's get the advice. Let's see if it would be a good idea for you to reach out to them or what you should do here. What's the best advice for Sagittarius? Ooh, Judgment reversed. Oh, shit, 5 of Wands. Oh, maybe you might want to keep your distance from this person. Here's what I'll say, though. Okay, well, the million-dollar question is, are they right? Are you mad at them? Are you? If you are, I would stay away. Because if you do still have a little bit of vitriol towards this person, even if it's just, you know, buried deep, deep down in the pits, it won't take long for that energy to get triggered. If you're not mad at them, though, maybe let them know that. Maybe let them know that. Just to change the energetic tie between the two of you. Don't let your guard down. But if you do communicate with them, it depends on how you feel about it. Again, if you're still pissed off, don't do it. Don't do it. Stay away. But if you ain't mad at them, let them know. Okay? And let that simmer for a little bit. Capricorn. 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 Does this person want to talk to you? How do they feel about communicating with you? Nine of Pentacles, of course. Of course. I think they want to talk to you. They just don't know how to start a conversation with you. With the Page of Swords upright and the Ace of Swords reversed. Eight of Cups reversed. Empress, I think so. I think they feel a real strong sense of unfinished business. But it looks like you don't give two diddly jack shits about their existence. Hell, maybe you've forgotten their fucking name as far as they know. So I think they do. I think they do want to talk to you. Maybe they're just afraid of what you would say. I think they want to talk to you. They just don't know how to approach you. Could be a Taurus for some of you. Also have Leo. All right, that was quick. Let's see if they're reaching out then. Knight of Cups reversed. I don't think they're coming forward. They might try to send some sort of indirect message your way, if that's a possibility. Like maybe they'll try to figure out a way to say something to somebody who knows you, hoping that they'll take the message to you. I see some sort of attempt to try. I see like an indirect attempt to get communication, however that may be. Like I said, maybe going into your best friend's workplace so that your best friend will come say, oh my God, you won't believe who I saw today. You know, that type of energy. But as far as coming straight forward in your inbox, probably not. What's the advice? Ace of Pentacles reversed. Four of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles reversed, Two of Swords. I hate it when it comes out like this. It's so fucking confusing. I would say it depends on your expectations. Depends on what you're expecting. Because what they're probably going to do is string you along a little bit at first. You know? Like if you was to write them right now, they probably wouldn't respond for a day or two. You know? And then this is the type of energy where when they do respond, y'all probably go back and forth for 10 or 15 minutes, and then poof, you don't hear from them again. And then you hear from them again tomorrow. You know, they're acting funny like that. And depending on your expectations and how you feel about the situation, that could frustrate you and piss you off a little bit, you know? So I would say that if this person could trigger you by acting funny, I would hold back for a little bit. I would hold back for a little bit. If it was me, I don't think but here's the funny thing though. By the time you get to a point where this person couldn't trigger you, will you even be interested in talking to him at that point, you know? That's the paradox when it comes to this kind of situation. Just know what to expect going into it. Know what to expect. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, you know? So, well, we haven't had as much action as I'd hoped. Or the first few signs were pretty action-packed. I was thinking, ooh, we're going to have an action-packed month. Maybe not as much as I thought or hoped. All right, Aquarius. Aquarius, does this person want to talk to you? How do they feel about communicating with Aquarius? Uh-oh. 9 of Swords. I think they're scared to death to talk to you for some reason. I think they feel a real strong-ass connection with you. Real strong connection. But they can't, for the life of them, figure out how you feel. I think it drives them nuts. I think they really want to know. Well, it's okay. So they want to know how you feel about them, but only if you feel the same way they do. This is one of those types of things where if you don't feel the same way I do, I don't want to hear it because that would be hurtful type shit, you know? I think there's a part of them that's kind of hoping, they're holding on to hope that you have some kind of feelings that maybe you're just hiding. But if the off chance that you have completely moved on from this, that would mess with their head a little bit. That makes sense? I don't even think that does it justice. That's the best way I can describe this right off the bat. So do they want to talk to you? Yes and no. Yes and no. All right. Well, let's see if they're going to reach out then. Are they reaching out? Now, 2 of Wands, 2 of Swords is the one I just showed you. Now, they're still too busy overthinking this. They're looking for some kind of green light. Too scared to come forward. Could be an Aries for some of you. They're looking for some kind of green light. Now, if they was to see something that they would consider to be a green light, which I don't even know. I'm not going to attempt to fucking figure out where the hell this person's mind is. But if they saw what they would consider to be a green light, they probably would. You know? Like, let me see if I can pull an example out of my ass. Like, if you posted something that obviously had to do with missing them or something like that, or if you made a social media post that had to do with missing an ex or something like that, you know, then they probably would. If you made it public knowledge that you're going through something very difficult and you have no one to turn to and you feel so alone and boo-hoo-hoo, blah, 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 blah. You know the sympathy fishing people do on social media? You know, I'm not saying fucking do this, but, you know, I'm just giving some examples of what some scared chicken shit intimidated individual might consider to be a green light, you know? Let's get the advice. What's the advice for Aquarius? Ace of Wands. This is saying it's time to start new and start fresh, though. Focus on your goals. Don't be putting yourself around some shit that you know ain't gonna be nothing but a bunch of drama. Unless you absolutely have to. Unless you have to. That's the thing. That's where I get a little bit nervous when it comes to giving this advice. I get nervous about that because if you haven't learned not to repeat this cycle, you're better off repeating the cycle, you know? The only thing I can say is that the individual you are dealing with has not changed anything. They probably ain't even changed they goddamn underwear. They probably got skid marks from the pandemic on their motherfucking underwear. They ain't changed nothing. Now, what does that mean to you? It may mean nothing. If that means nothing, then go for it. We've all had to do it. We've all had to be shown several times who someone is before we accepted it. And you're better off repeating a cycle than just blindly taking advice that that you haven't quite learned from yet, you know? So just know that they haven't changed. And if you do reach out to them, I wouldn't even give it a month before it's just the same old shit that it was last time you talked to them. So just take that information and do with it what you will. All right, Pisces. Does this person want to talk to you? How do they feel about communicating with you? Do they have anything that they want to say? Nine of Swords reversed. I think they're just trying to get over this right now, honestly. Yeah, they're working on healing from this and trying to get over this. That's their main. They still feel a real strong connection with you. Real strong. And I think the main thing that they're doing is just trying to get over this right now. Trying to return back to balance, you know. So, honestly, at least for the time being, it doesn't really look like it. Doesn't really look like it. Looks like they want to get over this. But, I mean, like I said, they do still feel a really intense connection with you, though. This kind of feels like a head over heart type of thing, you know? Where energetically and emotionally, they still feel really tightly tied to you. But their logical mind is telling them, no, we need to get over this, you know? So, battle between logical mind and emotional mind. So, I mean, to answer that question directly on one level, yes. But I feel like this person's letting their conscious mind run the show. Or their logical mind. Well, maybe they'll change their mind. Let's see. Uh-oh, Seven of Swords. Lover's card again. No, I think pretty much they're dumping their energy right now into either getting over this or making you think they've gotten over this, right? That's what they're doing. Even if they can't get over it right away, they still want you to think that they have. Right? So, probably not, because they don't want you to know that you still own every fucking square foot of real estate in their head. Let's see what the advice is. Would it be a good idea for you to reach out to them? Whoops. Ooh, Queen of Wands. Keep your foot firmly planted. Ooh, ignore any indirect attempts to try to get your attention. Make your number one goal right now making peace with the past. Your number one goal. See here. Look. So, right now, both of you are at a place where the person you're dealing with isn't taking a true healing path. I think they want to. I think they intend to. They wish they could, but they're not. Now, let's fast forward into the future, 6 months, 8 months from now. Let's say you take a true healing path and they don't. Then the tables are going to eventually end up turning. Eventually. If you're patient and you trust in the universe and you take the true healing path, eventually the tables will turn. While they're out, see, because most people are living a life of complete and total bullshit. You know? Most people are putting more energy into making others think something about them than they are putting energy into actually living a life that they want to live, you know? So don't do that. I'm not saying don't make your accomplishments and whatnot public. I'm not that type of person. I'm not here to shame you for posting your relationship and your successes and stuff like that. I'm not here to knock that, okay? It's annoying when salty fucking jealous people. That's just salty ass jealous people that knock that. But we all know that there are people out there who are full of shit, right? And they're building a house of cards, no pun intended. And that house of cards ain't gonna stand for long. It ain't gonna stand for long. So be patient while they're out there building this big, beautiful house of cards that looks so nice. And you're laying stones and bricks. Yeah, it may look like they're doing better than you for now, but it's coming. It's not a matter of if, it's when. One wave comes and it's gonna crash it. Eventually, it's coming. Guaranteed. 100%, promise. So if you work on carrying the stones and bricks right now and let them focus on building their pretty little house of cards, yeah, you'll go through a period where it looks like they're doing so much better than you. Everybody in their mama might think that they're doing so much better than you. Who gives a fuck what other people think? Don't worry about that. Worry about what the truth is. Worry about what's really going on, because it's going to come out eventually. And then eventually those tables will turn. And then the question is, when that day comes, will you want to talk to them? Don't get ahead of yourself. Cross that bridge when you get to it, okay? All right, y'all, I feel like those were the messages that all my signs needed to hear. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget, information for personal readings is all down here in the description, all right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I will see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity. Stay blessed.